Hello and welcome to our second box opening. I have already undid the plastic and the box is ready to go. In my video segments, I like to break them down into three parts. Part A, B, and C with the three rows. We're going to focus mainly on the rares, foils, and uncommons on this video. We're going to skip all the commons that we see. Alright, we'll start with the first section of this. Just for all the people box mapping and stuff. Right? And here we go. Pack number 1. Our first uncommon is Vanquish the Foul. Then we have a Kron Hoplet, Spellheart Chimera, and our first rare is Temple of Deceit. It is a land that enters the battlefield tapped, and whenever it enters the battlefield, scry 1, and you can tap it to add blue or black to your mana pool. Alright, that's a fine way to start a box off. Fine rare. We'll go to the next pack. Our first uncommon is Nemesis of Mortals, Flame Speaker Adept, Spellheart Chimera, and Anger of the Gods. It is a red 1 sorcery. Anger of the Gods deals 3 damage to each creature. If a creature dealt damage this way would die, exile it instead. So that's a fine rare. It could see potential tournament play. Just for a lot of sideboards against heavy aggressive decks like red deck wins and stuff. So yeah, not a bad second rare. Our first uncommon is Horizon Scholar, a Chronicler of Heroes. Thassa's Emissary, and our rare is Fire Drinker Sitar. It is red for a 2/1. Whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to you, and you can pay red and 1 to give it +1/+0 until end of turn, and it deals 1 damage to you. This is a fine, very aggressive creature. It's a strictly better upgrade, I think, than Jackal Pup. And I think it should see some standard play in red deck wins. Alright, our first uncommon for this pack is Artisan Sorrow, Triton Fortune Hunter, Warrior's Lesson, and our rare is Psychic Intrusion. It is black-blue 3. For a sorcery, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from that player's graveyard or hand, and exile it. You may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it was any color to cast that spell. That is a pretty nifty rare. It's better for limited. I don't see it being really constructed playable. And we have a foil. It is Loathsome Catobilpis. I really don't know how to say that word. So yeah, that's our foil. It's a nice shiny common. Our first uncommon is Theros Emissary, followed by Hunt the Hunter, Decorated Griffin, and our rare is first mythic of the box, Polycuranos World Eater. It is green 2 for a 5/5 Hydra, and it has Monstrosity X, and you pay green XX. Whenever it becomes monstrositous, it deals damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures your opponents control. Each of those creatures deals damage equal to the power to this card. So it's a fine card. It should see play being a 4-cost 5/5 with the added bonus that it could wipe your opponent's board if they are late in game and keep drawing low in. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. And we got a foil, Hunt the Hunter. Not a bad way to start the box so far. Our first uncommon is Ordeal of Theros. We have an Ordeal of Thassa and Triton Tactics. And our rare is Agent of Fates. For black 1, it's a 3/2 with Death Touch. Special ability Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Agent of Fates, each opponent sacrifices a creature. This card reminds me of Liliana. Just because it's the same cost and it has a sacrifice ability. But I have a feeling this card could see a lot of play and Standard, just being a black creature that has a really good ability every time you target it. So yeah, I'm really happy I pulled this guy. I look forward to building a deck with it. And we have a foil, Triton Shore Thief. This box has actually had quite a bit of foils so far, so I can't complain at all. Hopefully the foil rare is better than our last box opening. Our first uncommon is Keepsake Gorgon, followed by Erebos' Emissary, Parakrika's Mender, and our rare is Boon Sitar. It is a green 1, 4/2 with Flash, and it has a special ability, Bestow, for green 3. And what Bestow is, if you cast this card for its Bestow cost, it's an aura spell with Enchant Creature. It becomes a creature again when it's not attached to a creature, and enchanted creature gets +2 or +4/+2. I think this card's a fine card for itself. Being a 3-cost 4/2 with Flash is very good for a green deck. I don't see it being cast for its Bestow that often, just because it is a, 5 for +4/+2 is good, but the real plus to the defense isn't that great. But I could see this guy being better, dropping him turn 3 on your opponent's turn and hoping they can't deal with him and him hitting you for 8. Yeah, good rare. And we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Our next uncommon is Malgris Malrender, Horizon Chimera, Sealock Monster, and our rare is Spear of Heliod. It is white 1 for a legendary enchantment artifact. Creatures you control get +1/+1, and you can pay white 1, tap it, destroy target creature that dealt damage to you this turn. I think this card will see play in both Constructed and Draft, just because it is a removal on a stick that constantly pumps your guys for Limited, And for standard, the white weenie decks always look for good Crusade type effects, and this has it. Plus, it has the bonus ability of being able to destroy creatures. So yeah, it seems quite good in my book. And we have a foil, Shipwreck Singer. That is a pretty sweet looking foil, not gonna lie. Our first uncommon is Heliod's Emissary, Fanatic of Mogus, Fanatic, I guess, Ordeal of Nylia, and our rare is Hammer of Perforos. It is red 1 for a legendary enchantment artifact. Creatures you control have haste, and you can pay red 2, tap it, sacrifice a land, and you put a 3/3 colorless golem enchantment artifact creature token onto the battlefield. I think this card will be a bomb in limited, just because giving all your creatures haste is a huge upside, and being able to sack lands late game, or even if your opponent's screwed on mana, putting in 3/3 golems with haste can be quite deadly. So yeah, high pick it in draft. And you have an elemental token. Our first uncommon is Gamera Warcaller, Dauntless Onslaught, Witch's Eye, and our rare is our second mythic, Porphyros, God of the Forge. It is a red 3 for a 6/5 indestructible creature. As long as your devotion to red is less than 5, Porphyros isn't a creature. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Porphyros deals 2 damage to each opponent. And you can pay red 2 to give all your creatures +1/+0 until end of turn. This guy is one of the best creatures they printed in a while. Just being a 4 cost in red is very good. Just because right now we have Ash Zealot and Boros Reckoner to easily make the devotion matter. And being able to shock your opponent every time you play a creature is a huge advantage. Just to take 2 every time you do something. Chandra's Phoenix, take 2, then haste. I see it being a very powerful head guy in a lot of the red decks or the red-green decks in the upcoming year. This card is not to be taken lightly. It is easily, I think, the best card in limited for this set, and you should be very happy to open them. Plus, the price tag on them isn't too shabby. Man, we already have another foil I saw. I didn't see what it was, but I know we have another foil. This section has been loaded with foils. Alright, our first uncommon is Ordeal of Heliod, followed by Hunt the Hunter, Evangel of Heliod, with a Steam Augury as our rare. It is red, blue, 2, instant. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library and separate them into 2 piles. An opponent chooses one of those piles, put that pile in your hand, and put the other into your graveyard. I think this card could see a lot of play. It reminds me of Factor of Fiction. It's strategically worse at the same time because you separate them and your opponent chooses which one you keep. But it's not bad being able to do it at instant speed for that cost. I see a Grixis deck or an American Control deck easily picking this card up. So yeah, pretty excited about that. And our foil is Time to Feed, which is a pretty sweet common looking foil. And our last pack for this part. So far, it seems like the box is not bad. Hit 2 of our mythics already. The last one only had 4 mythics in it. I'm hoping to be lucky and hit 5 on this box or more, you know? We always have the dream. Our first uncommon is Karamitra's, I don't know, to be honest, so I just won't say it. Porphyros's Emissary, Sentinel of the Underworld, and our rare is Swan Song for blue, instant, counter target enchantment, instant, or sorcery spell. Its controller puts a 2/2 bird token onto the battlefield with flying. This card is a great counterspell. I see it getting played highly in Modern and Legacy, especially in combo decks that don't care, like Splinter Twin or Storm, just because it's a hard counter for only 1 mana that has an ability that's almost irrelevant to you. So I think people should hold on to these because I think they will only go up. And it's a pretty sweet way to end this section. Hope you guys liked it so far. We have a Porphyros as well as the other World Leader guy with a nice amount of foils. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. All the ones really help. And I will see you guys on opening part 2. Thanks.